early, but it's a beautiful day already.
Had a nice roast dinner last night.
All day.
First meal of England should be in traditional roast dinner, beef.
Full for 2 days.
So
lovely beef.
So yeah, getting ready to head off. We got a bit of a plan together. Probably gonna head to Stonehenge straight away. First off, get that out of the way as it's local. Head up north, make it as far as Edinburgh, I think. So yeah, see what we can fit in. Where do I switch the camera? So
switch. We're amateurs, not professionals. Next week.
There we go. Let's just stop that one. So yeah, just getting my bag together. Power first aid kit, hammer, power bank, camera equipment, day bag, a few clothes. Guidebook to Great Britain.
The most important, we show the way, man. Look, the plan is to go to Oxford, Leicester, sorry about my English. We head off to York, we head off to
Stratford-upon-Avon,
Lake District, there's a castle over here. We head up to Hadrian's Wall, Edinburgh, and then back.
Yeah.
Ready to rumble.
So all of that should be fitting in there. Bags are packed. Ready to pack the car. Gonna go pick my uncle up and then head on our way to Stonehenge. Should be quite a nice drive. Yeah, see you at Stonehenge.
So we made it. We're at the Stonehenge.
So, Stonehenge is actually the most iconic and most intensely studied archaeological site in the world. It also attracts over 1 million visitors a year, making it very busy. The first monument was built around 5,000 years ago, and the stone circle itself was erected about 2,500 BC in the late Neolithic period. Stonehenge is made up of 2 types of stone, the larger sarsen stones and the smaller blue stones. The sarsens were arranged in an outer circle of 30 uprights and 30 horizontal laid on top called lintels, and the larger sarsens created an inner horseshoe called the triathons. The blue stones were then set up between them in a double arc. Amazingly, these blue stones were brought all the way from Wales, nearly 200 miles away, which is mental when they hadn't even invented the wheel yet. To be honest, no one can actually say for sure what its purpose was, so there's still a lot of mystery surrounding it. But each year, on the 21st of June, which is the longest day of the year, or summer solstice, the sun rises over the heelstone, and then, on the shortest day of the year, the sun sets over the heelstone. Therefore, it's believed that Stonehenge may have been an ancient calendar linked to the study of the stars. One thing not many people know though, is that in 1985 it caused the Battle of the Beanfield, which was a clash between around 600 New Age travellers and around 1,300 police. It all kicked off when the travellers who were en route to Stonehenge to set up the Stonehenge Free Festival were stopped at a police roadblock 7 miles away. 537 of the travellers were arrested in one of the biggest mass arrests in English history. One thing is for sure about Stonehenge, it was used as a cemetery. It's estimated that around 200 people are buried on the site, though why the dead were laid to rest there, no one really knows. One thing I do know though, is every year around 20,000 people gather at Stonehenge to celebrate summer solstice, and that is an experience.
No trip to England would be complete without a nice pub lunch.
I'm going to eat all of that, all in one go.
Pub experience.
It was really good, guys. We had a lovely lunch, big plate, a lot of food, but really decent. Lovely ale, my first ale, and many more will follow.
Yeah, I can't get through there right now. It's a bit technical for me.
But this is pretty cool because I saw this.
My generation can do.
Well, maybe we're better off though. Our generation.
I'll leave it up to your generation to figure out what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
That's it.
We might stop the whole situation.
This is where I come from.
You also have Giant, right? Very famous. Yeah, Giant. When they marry, they put a giant in the hill and stuff, you know? I saw stuff like that, man.
I'll tell you what, we export all manner of crap out of this country, mate. It's really funny.
He's probably talking about the same time that England had the dragons. Remember when George killed them all?
Yeah.
Well, what is King George?
We
Yeah,
know
we
where
have
to
to
get the
he
sword
killed
of
the
Camelot
dragons.
out of the stone.
No, yeah, that's it, yeah.
King Robin Hood shot an arrow.
What do we have? What do we have in
Big friendly giant. The
So we've had a nice day out at Stonehenge in Avebury. Come home to get a few last bits. Just going to set up a dash cam, record us whilst driving. So yeah, going to get on the road, grab the tent, so do a bit of camping. Yeah, I think Stratford upon Avon. Head towards that way, maybe head towards York. See what happens. Arrived at Stratford upon Avon, land of Shakespeare, tales. It was about a 2-hour drive, should have been an hour and a half, but that fantastic closed roads of the UK didn't let us down, so a couple of diversions later we're here, find something to eat, and then I think we're going to carry on to Nottingham. So
yeah, we stay Eastwood. That's the place, right?
yeah, so found something to play, stay up near Nottingham. So yeah, go have something to eat and get back on the road. Can't bring someone to England without taking them out for a curry.
Morning, lads. Just woke up. It's around 8 o'clock. Gonna go for breakfast. Gonna just move this car because we had to pay for it. We don't like paying. We don't need cheap ass. Today we spent, how much did we spend in the room? 22 quid each? 20 pounds each. So that's the average price for a decent hostel, proper bed, hot shower, nice towels. We paid for breakfast like 6 quid, so
Full English breakfast.
pretty good.
Good start to the day.
And then we're moving on to Sherwood. We saw in the information tickets yesterday. We do the zip line. It's gonna be fun.
Gonna go to Go 8.
So
Get adventurous.
we
Go
are
find Robin Hood.
Yeah, and his mates. Maybe some gold, but I'm not sure about that. And then we move to York, medieval town, 18th century.
18th century.
Gonna be
Historic.
Historic roads. Kut weer. See you later. We go to Newcastle later on. It's a little party. Just a little party.
Party, 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 party.
Arrived at Sherwood Pines in Sherwood Forest. There it is. Bit wet and miserable today, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to let that stop us. Flying Dutchman.
I was Flying Dutchman. Pretty good.
I'd like to present Tjitte with a certificate. Getting to the end. He's officially part of Robin Hood's The Merry Men.
Ready to rumble.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. And then,
Hey!
are you ready to be a monkey, Connor? Like a orang-utan, because he is a little bit ginger, eh?
So the folk tale of Robin Hood and his merry men is obviously very strong here. According to legend, this is where he married Maid Marian. How true that is, who knows? Here's Robin Hood himself.
There you go. It's an old graveyard, man. 1800. Looks like a small castle, though.
Life thrives in this forest. Mushrooms by the thousand, ferns cover every piece of ground, all due to the perfect conditions. And people are the same. We all thrive in the perfect conditions, but we are all different, totally unique. Therefore, everybody needs different conditions. We put our children in a class of 30, teach them the same thing in the same way, and expect them all to thrive. Einstein said it best when he said, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid."
There's over 200 different types of fungi in Sherwood Forest. Got one here. So that there is tinder fungus. But for all your online daters, if you swipe right, it doesn't mean you get a date. It's actually called Fomes fomentarius, something like that. It can actually be used to start a fire. It will hold a spark. So yeah, Robin Hood probably used that with his merry men to get his fire going. Same tree, different fungus. So this is the birch polypore, just sort of floating. It's pretty cool. Barbers use dry strips from this to sharpen the razor blades. Also used as an antiseptic in case they cut their hand open. So multi-use mushroom right there. This may not be a mushroom, but I tell you what, he's a fun guy.
He's tripping balls.
You can see how Robin Hood would survive. Just foraging, just finding everything on the floor, building out of the oak trees, making shelters, cooking some of the mushrooms you can eat, berries.
What's the flavor like?
Have one. Pretty good. What's it like?
Really fresh. Yeah.
So we just got to the oldest oak tree in the forest.
Major oak tree.
Believed to be, wow, over 1,150 years old. And in good old English fashion, it started pouring down with rain. So we've taken shelter
Under a tree.
under this little oak tree. Such as Robin Hood and his merry men would have done. Just waiting for it to die down a bit.
Yeah, they said they used the giant oak tree Robin Hood back in the days to meet with his friend before they went outside for a hunt or to do something to help people. So that's pretty funny.
You're saying the amount of things this tree must have seen.
Yeah.
It's been here
If it
well
can
over
watch.
1,000 years. It's been involved in all of that. Still here now,
And still growing.
and it's still growing. It's pretty
It's
pretty
over
nuts.
there. When it's dry, we'll film it for you.
So that's it. The oldest oak tree in the whole of Sherwood Forest. Over 1,150 years old. And not too much different from us humans, to be honest. They just live longer. Still needs crutches. Just got back to the car, put
Probably spent about 2.5 hours wandering around Sherwood Forest. Yeah, it's
Pretty wet.
pretty wet. It's really nice though. We tend to get a souvenir from each place we go. Yesterday we saw an old sort of traveller lady, might have been a druid,
Or a witch.
over at Avebury, but she was making handmade jewellery out of natural materials from the area, iron, stone, and bits of root and stuff. So Tjitte bought one of them. But today Tjitte picked up a couple of
Oak seeds. There they are. Famous seeds. Anyone want to buy them?
where Robin Hood used to hang out. So he's gonna grow his own little oak. Just about to make the trip to York, so about 53 miles. So yeah, we should arrive in York by 5:32. Bring it on.
Que tu mirada ya estaba llamándome. Muéstrame el camino que yo voy.
Oh, tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso.
Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firma las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito.
Sube, 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 sube.
Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos.
Favorito, favorito, baby.
Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido.
Si te pido un beso, vendámelo. Yo sé que estás pensándolo. Llevo tiempo intentándolo. Mami, esto es dando y dándolo. Sabe que tu corazón conmigo te hace bam bam. Sabe que esa beba está buscando de mi bam bam. Me pruebas de mi boca para ver cómo te sabe. Quiero ver cuánto amor a ti te cabe. Yo no tengo prisa, yo me quiero dar el viaje. Empezamos lento, después salvaje. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, veo que eres malicia con delicadeza.
Despacito.
Just arrived in York. Parked just outside the city because we found a park and ride. So yeah, just gonna take a bus into the city. Go see what's about.
Okay, if an Englishman say it's not gonna be cold, it's gonna be cold. I got a body jacket, 2 vests on me, and this guy is walking in shorts. So don't trust an Englishman.
The norther we get, the colder it gets, and he keeps complaining.
Just bring warm clothing. I might need my gloves at one point, but I don't have them. We go
Yeah.
to Scotland, so it might need a hat as well. You say the scarf, everything.
He's been very, very English. It was raining like an hour ago in Sherwood Forest, pouring it down. Now, sun's shining, weather is sweet. Go on, England. Walk through York, find the cathedral.
It's over there. I told him all
A little
the
bit
time,
lost, but
this way. He said no, go back.
Getting lost is how you find things.
Yeah.
So we'll find it.
You got this.
Describe York in 2 words.
Sorry?
Describe York in 2 words.
Well,
That's one.
I think it's I think it's a multicultural place, one, because the French I think have influence here, the English, the Vikings, yes, the Romans. Yeah, it's pretty romantic place. It's good to spend a few days with a lovely girl.
Yeah, so done in York. Gonna head off to Newcastle because, wow, yeah, we want a night out, and
That's the place, they said.
York's really nice. Nice place to take your missus. A bit like Bath down south.
Romantic place.
Nice buildings,
Very
architecture's nice,
Architecture's
cocktail
really
bars. Put your shoes on, look good. And now I want to show him a proper night out, proper English night out. So it's about hour and 40-minute drive to Newcastle, depending on the traffic. So gonna head off there now. We just booked a hostel.
The best one in Newcastle though.
Best one. Wow, he was voted the best in the UK.
Boom, there you go.
So we're gonna head check there. Pretty cheap. So yeah, hour and 40 minutes. We'll be there about 9:10, 9:15. Ready for a big night out in Newcastle. You can see what it's really all about. Just arrived in Newcastle.
Ready to party.
Hostel's around the corner. Couldn't find any parking, so yeah, pulled up outside this club. We'll be fine. I think we'll be all right. Found the hostel. G's already in bed. It's probably about 10 o'clock, so get ready. Go for a night out. Yeah, Newcastle already seems a bit crazier than we've had so far.
Yeah, it's a crazy place.
Yeah, nice little dorm. 6 beds. And this one. Ready to party. You ready to see how the English party, Tjitte?
Yeah, we're gonna see. Yeah, brother! Get wasted on the pints. Yeah! Let's
Roommates for the night.
Don't tell my wife.
Don't tell my wife.
Trouble's gonna be a brewing. Where'd you get your boat from, pal?
She's sexy, mate. Only she cannot walk on the high heels. She should have practiced at home a little more.
Cool. See you later, man.
I'm jelly to stole a bike.
Stole a bike. This is Stephen.
We just met this
We've
guy.
just met this guy.
He's a lovely guy, huh?
Tell us about Newcastle.
What do you think of Newcastle? It's Saturday evening, the party.
I like the party.
Right?
Yeah.
So you live in Newcastle, right?
Yes.
You live in a tent round the corner.
Yes, and it's very.
See,
It's fierce loud.
he's struggling to find his tent. He's having a bit of a bad time trying to find it. Tell us what Newcastle's like for you. Tell me the truth. I want to know the real truth.
Well, you get the good and you get the bad.
Yeah.
And you also get the ugly.
Okay.
But do you enjoy it here?
Yes.
Is it hard here? Is it hard? Like, is it hard?
No, it's what you make of it.
Cool.
The ticket underneath the wing, right? It's hanging on the lookout.
Good.
And you also get the bar where the stopping.
You get the bad everywhere. You get the bad everywhere.
Yeah.
It's good gentlemen, yeah.
Good.
You too, Paul.
1 second. Excuse me.
You just picked the right ones, mate.
I know. You go now.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. No worries,
Good.
mate.
It's nice to meet you, Stephen.
See my food,
Yeah, I bought with you. And to the heart, eh? Bring it to the heart.
Have a good night, man. Look after yourself. Stay safe.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yeah, Stephen's taking us to somewhere.
Nightclub.
Nightclub, where?
Where we going,
Yes,
mate?
sir.
Watch out. This song.
Happy days. Happy days. Happy days.
Up until 4 o'clock in the morning, Monday.
Watching it come true.
just asked the bouncer,
To the powerhouse.
and he said that
Powerhouse.
everyone heads to the powerhouse, which is in the gay district, open till 6 o'clock. So
It's pretty decent.
well, that's where everyone goes. So that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, there we are again. We're just heading to the powerhouse. This is where it's all gonna happen. I've seen quite a bit already. It's pretty fun, But once we get there, it's where it all starts. Just found out that the English drink until they puke, and then they keep on drinking.
We got a powerhouse, £15 entry. How do you feel about that?
Pretty ridiculous.
What,
But we'll go in anyway.
Hey, on the way home.
There we go. Vámonos, pendejos.
Newcastle's been
Good. It's good to
Pretty-
be here,
pretty
but
crazy.
I wouldn't want to live here because then we would be dead by 30, you know. This is every time. Every day they party. Sniffing poppers, pills, coke. That's how they do it in Newcastle. And if they puke, they keep on going. Yeah. Luckily we didn't puke. I feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, so morning after the night before. We're still alive. Pretty hungover, but yeah, up early. It's about 10 o'clock. 11. Come in to grab some brekkie fast.
It's 10 o'clock. Oh, man.
Yeah, could have slept an hour longer, but this numbnut set his
Alarm in the Dutch time. So we're. Oh, man.
But yeah, these were up early. Good night last night. But yeah, gonna jump in the car, head straight to Edinburgh. Just do the drive, get it done. You ready?
Yeah, man. I think.
How you feeling?
Well. Okay, good. Yeah.
Managed to park here without a ticket, so that's a bonus.
Good karma.
Sat nav says 2.5 hours for Edinburgh, so yeah, just get on the road.
Why is it so early, man?
For those who haven't experienced a hostel before, I highly recommend it. Going to save you money. I think this one cost us about £9, right in the centre of the city. But yeah, it's going to add to your experience as well, so let's check it out. Room for the next night. Clean.
Pretty nice room actually. And that's for a £9.
In a hotel, I tend not to have enough sockets, 3 USBs in one socket. Happy days. Yeah, so one thing that's important in any type of accommodation you stay in is good shower facilities and bathrooms. Nothing better than having a nice shower. Nothing worse than having a crap one.
I'm Ron, by the way. Ron Weasley.
Give us a spell, Tjitte.
Avada Kedavra.
Better be Gryffindor!
Trificus Totalis.
You ready for the ghost tour?
I'm pretty scared.
Squeeze up, guys, squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up. There we are. Folks, I really do need a windshield today. I'm in a kilt. Let's keep this tour child friendly. There we are, there we are. Sorry to get my good side, it's all of it. Now, folks, my name is Johnny, and if you can't guess, I am Scottish. I've always thought it'd be quite funny now just to swap into like a Welsh or Italian accent, just like, I tricked you, but no, this is my voice, unfortunately. I'm going to be showing you guys around the city of Edinburgh on this beautiful night. This is quite good for October, trust me. Right, guys. Hello, everyone. As I said before, my name is Johnny, and I am going to be showing you guys around, telling you all about the best parts of the city of Edinburgh, by which I mean torture, murder, bestiality, incest, more bestiality. We were busy. You are going to find out essentially what makes the city so great on a tour that has been described by Historic Scotland as unnecessary. We are going to delve into all the horrible and sticky parts of Scottish history. And as I've said, I'm Scottish. I'm from Edinburgh, though my family are from a bit further north. They're from a place that still refers to Wi-Fi as magic. But I'm from Edinburgh, and so when I tell you about torture and witchcraft and murder and incest, especially incest, I'm telling you about my family. We're gonna have a lovely night out, guys, on a Sunday at 9:30. This is honestly the funnest thing you can do in Edinburgh, so thank you all for joining me on this little adventure. One big rule I have on my tour is this: if you have a question, you ask it. Don't be shy, don't be a stranger. If you're shy, go to London. You'll never have to speak to another human being again. Now, one question I often get asked is this: Johnny, are you single? No, sir, and if you ask me again, it's legally harassment, all right? Sit with you, sir. You seem a bit sketchy. I'm going to keep my eye on you. So just relax and enjoy the stories. All right. Ooh, thank you, dramatic sound effect. Guys, it is here that we tell our first little story. The haunted building I want to tell you about is Queensberry House. Now, Queensberry House is a large Downton Abbey-esque mansion built by the first Duke of Queensberry. This man was rich, powerful, and influential. In fact, he was the richest man in Scotland. But, guys, he did have one dark secret. And that was his 10-year-old son. His 10-year-old son was violent and aggressive. He would just randomly attack people in the street. Now, I'll level with you. All Scottish children are violent and aggressive. It's a natural thing. But this young man was so violent and aggressive, they took him to a doctor who found him to be quite insane. But don't worry, he's an aristocrat, so he's gonna get the best treatment money can buy. 300 years ago, the best treatment was to lock him in a windowless room in the basement. That's exactly what they did. And that is where he was meant to spend the rest of his natural life. At least that was the plan. But in 1707, something big happened here in Scotland. 1707, Scotland and England, who for years had had a sort of on-again, off-again relationship, well, they had got into their third Tinder date and wanted to see where things were going. They decided to get married. They had a wonderful union that still exists today and had a baby called Wales. It's going great. Guys, when that happened, Edinburgh was divided. Half the city loved the idea, so they celebrated with drinking, feasting, fireworks, and gambling. Half the city, they hated the idea, so they celebrated with drinking, feasting, gambling, fireworks. Happy Scot, angry Scot, same thing. Ask my dad. It was a big day for the Scottish people. So big, in fact, the Duke, his family, and all their servants descended from Queensberry Manor and joined us ordinary people in the street. They left just two people behind. One, the Duke's 10-year-old son, just 10 years old. The other, his 15-year-old cooking boy who was left behind to prepare dinner for when they got home. And he was just sat inside, about to put dinner on. But as he sat by the fire, before he'd started cooking, he felt tired, until eventually he fell asleep. But maybe that's a good thing, because of what happened next. You see, in his deep slumber, he could not hear the sound of tiny fists banging against a door. See, in the rush to get to the party, no one had fed the Duke's former heir and his current son. No one had fed him, and in his anger, he was banging against the door with all his might, demanding his deep-fried pizza, real food we eat here in Scotland. Now, what happened was eventually, the little latch that held it shut came undone, and for the first time in his young life, this young lad was free. So he made his way through the darkened corridors of the basement of Queensberry House, following his nose, searching in the darkness until he came upon the kitchen and the house's only occupant, the very sleepy 15-year-old kitchen boy. What he did was that young man, just 10 years old, grabbed a heavy item, much heavier than a reusable Starbucks cup, and he struck the sleeping kitchen boy over the back of the head, knocking him into a sleep so deep he would not awaken on this side of the curtain of life and death. But maybe that's a good thing, because of what happened next. That 10-year-old boy took a filleting knife. He took that filleting knife and he began to peel the skin from the back of the kitchen boy's arm, peeling it off like old wallpaper or a wet pancake, exposing the ruby red flesh underneath the sinewy muscle tissue. He sliced into that, cutting off bacon-like strips and bologna-like strips, which he then put onto the fire. He also carved into the thigh and into the well-toned calf. 4 tours a day, that's how you get legs like that. He took that flesh, he put it on the spit, and he began to cook it. Because, sir, he's not a monster, he's an aristocrat. If he's gonna eat human flesh, he's gonna cook it first. There's germs. And so he cooked that flesh slowly till it crispened and ripened, until human fat dripped into the fire, causing it to spit. You can imagine it, guys, crispy, you can almost smell it. He grabbed the flesh from the fire once it was ripe and ready, and then began to eat it with such gore, his face was soon encased in what would have looked like jam, but was not jam. Until finally, the front door banged open, and in walked, or stumbled, he was wasted, the first Duke of Queensberry, his extended family, their servants, their dogs. They walked in and they could smell roasting meat. And they thought, good lad, that 15-year-old kitchen boy, he's cooked us dinner. So they followed their noses down to dinner, but they did not find a delicious meal. They found that 15-year-old boy lying on the floor, his blood pooling into the flagstones, his skin in sections literally hanging off. They found the Duke's former heir and son over by the fire, his face not red just from the blood, but from the gore as well, and from the light of the fire. And they grabbed him. This is what happened to him. Now, gang! If you eat someone, you're going to be in trouble. At least in Edinburgh. In Glasgow, they're fine with it. Guys, you can still visit the grave of that young aristocrat, that young cannibal. But guys, the soul of that young man has gone wherever souls go after we die. But the kitchen boy is said to still be down at Queensberry House. People report seeing the ghost of that kitchen boy walking past the windows late at night. They report bumping into him, and they report hearing him up in the attic and down in the basement. But I wouldn't believe for 1 second the people who said that, because the people who say those things are politicians. Because Queensberry House is now part, legally, of the Parliament of Scotland. There's meeting rooms in there, chambers for debating, and even a private member's bar, and the original site where this act of murder and cannibalism took place. So, ladies and gentlemen, simple question. Hands up right now if your parliament is partially haunted by a murdered teenager. Just Scotland? Whoa, go Scotland! First in that, last in literally everything else. But guys, I'll be honest with you. That was a rubbish story. You've come to see the alleyways where people were murdered, haven't you? You've come to see where we dunked witches. You've come to see the graveyards where we ripped bodies out the ground. You've come to see the buildings where we tortured people. So please, follow me now to an alleyway where a terrible act of murder took place and where part of the murder is still said to lurk to this day. Folks, 300 years ago, a terrible event here took place. There was a man by the name of John Cheesley, back in the late 1600s, so earlier than our last story. He decided that he had made a terrible mistake. So he decided that he had to get rid of his first wife. So what do you think he did? Do you think he murdered her?
Yes.
Yeah? Nope, he got a divorce. As far as I know, Mrs. Cheesley goes on to live a long and happy life. But guys, John decided to get a divorce. So he went to court, he got a divorce. Chief Justice said, right, there you are, John. We all make mistakes. Here's your divorce. Move on. Now, he thought this was a ridiculous English idea. Why should I give money to my ex-wife? I've earned it. But they made clear to John that, no, you've got to grow up, mate. Pay some money to your ex-wife, come on. Well, John didn't take that advice lightly. And so he appealed and fought the decision, but he fought the law, and the law won. And so eventually, John Cheesley, instead of just following the court's order, came up with an elaborate revenge plan. This is what he did. He would go to church at St. Giles Cathedral, the church we were just standing at. And there, he would sit quite close behind the Chief Justice of Edinburgh. He found out that he liked to go home using this little street here, this very street. He'd use it as a shortcut. And he would follow this man on occasion down the alley. Now, the Chief Justice saw dozens of court cases. He didn't recognise John. Until one Easter Sunday when he wished he had. He walked up to the Chief Justice, drew a pistol and shot him straight in the chest. Bang! That is when we got poetic. See, in Scotland, we are very poetic. Very poetic. More poetic than a Kanye West song. We know poetry. So, for example, John Cheesley was tortured to find out if he had any co-conspirators. And then, as I said, we got poetic. John had committed the crime with his hand. He had shot the Chief Justice with his hand. And so his hand was taken out like this whilst he was still alive. A saw was placed right at the elbow, and they slowly began to cut into his flesh, down into the skin, right through the nice jacket, right into the flesh of the bone. Folks, they cut off his arm whilst he was still alive and then hanged him in a public place. For several days, his body was on public display until it disappeared. People began to wonder where his body had gone. For 260 years in Dalry, people reported seeing a man in old-fashioned clothes walking the streets late at night and early in the morning. They reported hearing a deep, booming laugh echoing through the apartments and alleyways of the Dalry section of the city. If you feel a hand scraping at the back of your neck, clawing at the back of your neck as you head down this alley, it is either the severed and lost but ghostly hand of John Cheesley reaching out from beyond the grave, or your friend being a moron. Either way, it is a story to remember as we carefully head down the street and find out who in our group today is a witch. England, between 1400 and 1800, killed less than 500 people for the crime of witchcraft. Scotland, during that exact same time period, killed nearly 4,000 people for the crime of witchcraft. There you have it. Scotland beats England at two things: witch hunting and football. Guys, we were obsessed with the hunting of witches. Our own king, James VI of Scotland, even wrote a textbook on the hunting of witches, a sort of IKEA manual on catching yourself a witch. Test number 1. Hair colour. Red or ginger hair was taken as a sign that you'd had workings with Satan. Now you might realise there's one flaw with that. You're in Scotland, exactly right. 18% of the Scottish population has red or ginger hair. We have the highest proportion of redheads in the world. In fact, you might not see a lot of them in Edinburgh, but guys, trust me, they're here. My missus isn't from around here, and when I took her up to Stirling for the first time, she just got off the train, looked around and went, oh, this is where you keep them. Guys, there's a lot of ginger people in Scotland. Step number 2. Do you have a weird birthmark or blemish? No. Guys, the third question is too personal to ask one person, so I'm going to open up to the group. Does anyone here have a third nipple? Anyone? Anyone? Pardon? You do? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. No judgments here, but 200 years ago you may have been arrested for witchcraft. So we have one last test for Sandra before we can declare her innocent. I am a historian, so for historical accuracy's sake, Sandra, can you jump off the bridge into that lake? If you sank, you'd be innocent. But if you floated, it was meant to be a sign that you had been rejected by God and had worked with the fairy queen or the devil. Even then, you wouldn't, as Hollywood likes to say, be burnt alive. That is savage and barbaric. We'd strangle you and then burn your body. That was the merciful way of killing a witch. And in Edinburgh alone, we killed almost as many people as they killed in all of England. But don't worry, Sandra, because we haven't arrested a witch here in Scotland since 1944. Yep. But we do have to keep moving so we don't freeze to death. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head round the corner, past the Lord of the Rings bar to a cute little castle and talk about torture. If you walk through an Edinburgh or any Scottish graveyard, you might notice some really defensive-looking building. The dead tend to stay where they are on their own. They don't need help. Why do we have these structures? Well, it's because of a supply and demand problem. The University of Edinburgh needed corpses, cadavers, bodies, the mortal coils we shuffle off after we die. They needed to cut you open and see how you function. Problem was, they would only get one body per student per year from the government. That was not enough. And so they decided they had to go get bodies from the place where you obviously can find a few dead bodies, the graveyards. They would go to the graves of recently buried people, dig them up with wooden tools, and carry it to the medical school. Ordinary people would do this for a bit of money. Guys, it became a real problem. So we built walls, hired guards, constructed towers, built cages. You could even rent a cage that would be placed over your body for 3 weeks until it was no longer useful. And so there's a reason why I said you should be William Hare. Because you look like a man who has gambling and drinking debts. You see, William Burke and William Hare had gambling and drinking debts. They owed some angry people a lot of money. Hare goes up to the door of the guy who owes the money, the only customer, and he knocks on that door. No answer. Knocks again. No answer. Their only customer has died. Oh no, what are you gonna do? Our only customer's dead. He has no family. He has no friends. He has 3 followers on Instagram. This is the loneliest man in the world. Hare, what do we do? And so they took his body, wrapped up in a carpet, through the streets of Edinburgh to Dr. Robert Knott, who bought the body for so much money. They didn't just clear their debt, they made a profit. A profit they wisely invested in more drinking and gambling. Now eventually, William Burke and William Hare owed some serious men some serious money. But they thought they had the winning lottery ticket, so they tried grave robbing. William Burke and William Hare are now remembered as our most famous grave robbers, when they never robbed a single grave. William Burke and William Hare would go to areas of busy trade and travel in the 1800s. Bars, taverns, and they would go up to complete strangers and they would say, "We have an apartment. It's free. We have all the alcohol you can drink. It's free." And then they'd ask you questions like, "Hey, traveling on your own? Does anyone know you're here?" And they'd get you so drunk you'd pass out. And that is when they would burk you. Burk you referring to a very specific form of murder. You see, they'd force the air out of your lungs like a bagpipe because they can't leave any mark on your body that someone clever might notice as a sort of death wound. You know, they can't stab you a bunch of times, push you down the stairs, set you on fire, kick you, stab you with a hedgehog and then go, "He died of flu." They have to be clever. So instead, they'd force the air out your lungs and then taking 2 fingers and a bump, they'd press them over your nose, close your mouth and they'd suffocate you. It is believed that they killed and had dissected 17 people in this manner until eventually they killed a local woman who was not as lonely as they first thought. And what happened was, well, they were arrested. And William Hare showed the loyalty for which Edinburgh is famous and immediately betrayed William Burke. He was hanged in front of a crowd of more than 35,000 people. And then, in an ironic twist, his body was dissected at the medical school of the University of Edinburgh. But guys, it is with those lovely last few stories and with the clock striking 11 that we bring your tour to a close so I can catch my bus. Guys, I hope you've had a lovely experience tonight hearing all these wonderful stories, and I hope you've not been too cold. Any questions, make sure you ask them. Thank you for being here and see you all again soon. Thank you.
One chance to say something to the UK public.
Right. despite what all the news and stuff is saying, we don't dislike English people. We actually really like them, especially when they come here and spend money. So please do keep coming up. You know, the people waving the flags don't speak for all of us, and we're sorry about deep fried pizza.
Nice one, man.
No worries, man.
Take it easy, mate. So yeah, we had a pretty lazy morning, to be fair.
It's late, man.
It's been pretty full on for the last couple of days, so just needed to relax a little bit, but just gonna head off, check out the castle and then maybe head over to Glasgow. Just take it from there, I think. Ciao.
Edinburgh Castle is a canvas painted full of history. Sitting proudly, it decorates the top of an extinct volcano, a 12th century structure crowning a 350 million year old brow. Many stories its walls could tell, much misery captured between its stones. Whilst I walk the pathways of kings and queens, I couldn't help but get lost in the anguish of those who fought in their name. Many people have passed through this internal gift we call life, yet our history continues to paint a story of ongoing conflict and pain. It seems we are forever competing with ourselves, creating sides, enemies and separation. But when will we begin to realise we are in fact all one nation? The human race is so beautifully unique, yet we choose to fight about our differences. At least 108 million people were killed in wars in the 20th century alone. But when will we begin to realise we all have to live on this planet we call home? When will the desire for power and wealth be replaced by the desire of peace and well-being? When will the need to defend and conquer become the need to divide and prosper? When did success become a personal accomplishment and not a collective contribution for all? When did the human race become just that? A race to the top, a competition, where life is an individual event, where we measure ourselves against others, where people aspire to be better than everybody else, when all that's really important is being better than you were yesterday, in order so that you can make things better for everybody else. In a race, the end is reached as quickly as possible, where the communal goal is for everybody else to lose. But if we walk through life helping each other to the end, we can cross the finishing line together. Or just perhaps, the human race never has to end at all. One day we will learn to live in peace, love and harmony, where more money puts food in the mouths of children than feeds the world's hungry army. One day we will focus on supplying what all people need, instead of competing with each other for our own personal greed. One day we will stop the fighting and all fight together in order for us all to live a life that is better. One day we will learn from all of this history, but when that day will come, still remains a mystery. What you got to say, brother? What you?
What you say? I'm locked up, man.
When people say I'm big-headed, I hadn't realised it was quite that extreme.
Your head looks bigger though.
Yeah.
Look in the camera.
Problem is, your brain still doesn't feel that peanut head of yours.
There are a lot of things in life I understand, but why do they sell ice cream in Scotland?
My brother.
How you doing?
Good man, you?
Yeah, sure.
Good man.
Mars bar experience.
Going for the Scottish Mars bar experience.
You feel like William Wallace tonight.
Can you feel it, William? Can you feel it?
No.
Does that taste like freedom?
I like it.
It's good.
We have them back home as ice cream.
You're South Africa.
Netherlands, Dutch.
Netherlands.
You can have a bite.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Enjoy.
Mars bar down.
It's pretty nice.
Yo, so yeah, finished in Edinburgh now. We did it quite a lot. Yesterday was pretty chilled out. We were pretty tired, so went for a bit of sushi, and then just chilled in the evening.
We had the ghost tour.
Went to the ghost tour, which was a nice surprise. Just found that in the hostel on the wall, so bagged that up. Well worth it. To be honest, spent all afternoon at the castle, so we were there for quite a while.
A few hours.
So that's pretty cool.
We had the gunshot.
Yeah, the gunshot, all
Went
of that.
into the prisons and everything. Only sad thing, my glasses broke down.
We also picked up a
So we don't head to Glasgow.
nice
Bill.
parking ticket. Managed to park here without a ticket. That's a bonus.
Good karma.
Which is
30 quid.
30 quid, but
But if you calculate, we didn't pay yesterday for parking, we didn't pay the whole morning because we let the bill on there. So that will equal
so
the
yeah,
bill.
2 days for a parking ticket is actually in the middle of Edinburgh, £30 for 2
Fair
days
enough.
parking, so take it. We were going to go to Glasgow, but we've decided not to do that because we've got less than a week, so we've got to be a little bit picky. I'm going to head to Hadrian's Wall, which is about 2.5 hour drive away, making our way to the Lake District basically, so yeah, ready to head off, get back on the road.
Vámonos.
Vámonos. Vamos a la playa?
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor. Yeah, so we just got back from Hadrian's Wall,
Corner for the second
which
time.
which you like an idiot. I forgot my sunglasses. Obviously left them up there. They fell off whilst we were running around playing, acting out all of the famous battles from past kings and queens and having fun. But yeah, it was beautiful. When I was up there, it's complete silence, just twilight coming in, just the moon shining. The only sound was the howling wind, and yeah, it felt really good. I felt a burst of energy. It felt alive. Is
yeah, it's a good one. Good place.
yeah, you feel powerful, and you could almost imagine being stood there, and from in the distance there's hundreds of thousands of different warriors, you know, big soldiers coming at you, and yeah, you just burst of adrenaline and you just got to fight, and
You're pretty dead.
yeah. To be honest, I just ran up to get my glasses and I was pretty shattered.
Yeah, imagine carrying armory and stuff, eh?
Got your armour,
Big
trying
swords and stuff.
bust your way through loads of men, so yeah, pretty mental. Lucky that I don't have to do that, because
No.
don't know if I make it too far, to be honest. It's pitch black now, so setting up the tent before it gets dark's not going to happen. So yeah, we're going to head off now to
Lake District.
Yeah, into the Lake District, just a
There
bit
are a
further.
few
Going to
towns,
go
though.
stay next to one of the lakes.
Yeah,
so
nice.
hopefully you'll get a nice shot of a lake tomorrow.
You.
So yeah, just arrived at Penrith. It's 10 o'clock at night, so a bit later than we thought. The only place actually open serving food is a Wetherspoons. So, Tjitte.
There we are. Good menu, man. And your choice.
His first English experience of a Wetherspoons. Yeah, cheap booze, cheap drink, reliable, open late. It's pretty English, I thought. Yeah, so I reckon we're gonna have fish and chips because we haven't had it anywhere else yet, and why not? How's fish and chips?
Yeah, really good one. Really nice.
We haven't got anywhere to stay yet. It's about a 20-minute drive to some campsites that we've heard of. So we're going to go head over there and go pitch up our tent. It's 10:30, so nothing's going to be open. But we'll just find a place to set up our tent, pitch it up, and then relax, chill out, get a good kit.
You can fill them with flesh. So there we are.
Set up our tent in the pitch dark, which was pretty easy actually. So it's not raining, so that's all right.
It's nice weather. Nice weather for English country.
Little bit windy.
Ah yeah.
But
Connor as well. It's also a bit windy.
enjoying a night in the tent.
I told you, you can sleep under the tree. I have the tent for myself.
Yeah, so gonna enjoy a beer. I'm pretty sure we got a really nice view, but you can't really see it. So it'll be a bit of a surprise tomorrow. So hopefully, we've set it up all right. How's the sleep, mate?
Really hard. But okay.
He was
loud.
bloody blowing a gale pretty bad. Yeah, camped in this. It's the Van Gogh Tempest 200.
Nice tent.
I've had it for, I don't know, 5 years, 5-6 years, never let me down. Windy conditions, rain, whatnot, it's pretty sturdy. I think weighs less than 3 kilograms, so you can carry it around on your bag. Very much recommend it.
Good tent.
So amongst all of her artwork and all of her stuff on the environment and nature, she's probably famous for her 23 series book.
Yeah.
Although I found out that there has been a new one. Would you mind telling the camera?
Not at all.
So, yeah.
Hello. So yeah, I'll actually show you. This is Kitty in Boots. Okay, this was discovered just a couple of years ago. The manuscript was discovered here. It was then illustrated by Quentin Blake, but it's an as yet, for a lot of people, as yet unknown Beatrix Potter story.
Nice.
So if you think you've got the complete collection, you might not.
You're going to have to come down here and get it. The sort of quite magical thing was they discovered it a year before her 150th anniversary of her birth. So poetic, such was she. What do you think of your first English afternoon tea, mate?
Yeah. I don't think it's good. It's very good.
Yeah, well needed. I think we've probably been driving for 2 hours. Probably the most breathtaking driving we've done so far, best views. So yeah, well deserved break. Yeah, tell us where we're going now.
Yeah, we're heading to a Holker Hall. Like 8 years ago, something. I had a crazy dream about a beautiful garden and a big fancy old house. So I woke up and the only thing I could remember was Holker. What the f is Holker? Is it a person or something? So I went in the evening. I went to look it up on the internet. And I found out this is a real existing place. So I had this crazy feeling, and since then I always wanted to go there. So here we are, finally.
Let's go live the dream, man. Let's go live the dream.
Vámonos! When I was in a past life, I was the, how you say it, the Earl.
Yeah?
Earl Tjitte. What do you think?
I think it's got a ring to it, man. Sun's back out now, look. that? Does it look like it did in the dream? We came after opening hours, so we can't go in. But you can still explore. Yeah, so we're done at Holker Hall. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, really beautiful, man.
Yeah?
Good place, good garden, bigger than I thought. Yeah, I loved it.
Good
nice
shit.
old trees.
Yeah.
It's a really good place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The sun's just setting behind all the trees, so that was nice. We're heading over to Snowdonia now. Plan to hike up Mount Snowdon tomorrow. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, we're leaving now. It's about a 3-hour drive. It's going to be pretty long and horrible, to be honest with you. Down the M6 between Manchester and Liverpool. So got to get on with it. So yeah, 2.5 hours. 3 hours and we should be there. But yeah, once we get through that, it'll be along the north coast of Wales, so hopefully that should be quite nice.
Yeah, I think so.
And meanwhile, there's another world premiere, brand new music from the one and only Maceo Clicks, who's finishing the season strong with Mutant Robotics.
Arrived in Snowdonia. Ah, disgusting human being. Ah, yeah, absolutely shattered. Longest drive yet, 3.5 hours. Managed to find a little hostel
in the middle of nowhere.
Got a bit lucky with this one, otherwise would have probably been sleeping in the tent
Camping.
again.
I prefer this soft bed over the hard ground.
So yeah,
but it's okay.
But yeah, gonna get some kit because I can hardly keep my eyes open. So yeah, we've just had breakfast. Yeah, feel really good actually. Feel really refreshed. How was the sleep, Tjitte?
Lovely, better than the tent.
Yeah, it's nice to sleep in an actual bed, so feeling pretty rested.
Yeah.
A couple of the girls from the hostel said that they did the climb the other day. It took them about 4.5 hours to the top of Snowdon, so yeah, gonna head off now, make our way up there.
We got this.
Yeah.
Vámonos.
Vámonos. Just found out the route that we need to take to Snowdon. Let me try and remember. So,
go up the hill, past the farm, take a left on the bridleway, cross the river. Once you cross the river, there'll be 2 turnstiles. Take one that's not into the field, the one that continues on the path. We'll be parallel to the track, and then we'll get close to the track, and then we'll be on the way up there.
Got it. Cool.
Don't run off now. No. Okay, thanks.
What's your thoughts? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm ready to rumble, man. I did an 8-day trek. I walked 120 k's. So this is like a little piece lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Let's go, man. Let's go. What we're waiting for? Vámonos.
Morning, boys. Can recommend where to get a nice pint around here. Beer, obviously, not the white stuff. an absolutely glorious day. Bit too hot for Tjitte, I reckon.
No, it's perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's pretty sweaty. It's 13, 14 degrees, but solid sunshine bearing down on us. Made it. We made it, guys. We made it to the top. Celebrate. We made it. Yeah, made it to the top. Great conditions for it today. It's a bit like...
Little hungry.
He's got a snack. Snowed and brewed beer. Be rude not to. Yeah, it's a nice trail. It's a little bit like the Andes in in Peru, although obviously on a lot smaller scale. Not as treacherously cold or altitude sickness, but apart from all that, it's exactly the same. But yeah, just as stunning when you get up here. You got anything else to say?
Good food.
It's not too strenuous. For anyone who hasn't done it, you can do it. Take your time. We took a little bit longer than expected to get up here because we were enjoying it and did a bit of recording. So yeah, set your own pace and anyone can get at the top.
And one thing, eat English breakfast before you go up. You need it.
Reached the top of the highest point of Wales. Sat down at a table with these lovely people. Turns out they're from Corsham, just up the road. So yeah, the world's a lot smaller than you think, eh? We've taken a gentle stroll up, whereas these guys, they've done the hard thing and they've got their bikes. There we go. So yeah, 2 hours up. How long down?
2.5 hours, 3 hours up, half hour down.
Yeah, so
Depends how many crashes.
nice one. Where are you from, mate?
Doncaster.
Doncaster.
Yorkshire lads.
Nice.
Adopted Yorkshireman. Polish or not, he's a Yorkshireman now.
Cool. Well, all the best,
Thank you very
boys.
much, thank you.
Nice one. All the best, man.
Cheers, mate.
Take it easy.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Met a couple of locals who've also made it to the top. Probably, not for the first time, I would have thought.
Well, you make sure you get that in.
Let's get that.
Yeah, we will.
Bunker house. Is that your?
That's the original. That was the first ever bunkhouse in Snowdonia, if not Wales. I was the first to invent bunkhouse.
Wow! Look at that! And how old are you, sir?
87.
87 years old.
Well, actually, I'm 86 less 2 weeks and 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Round numbers, because I'm no good at sums, you see. So I'm working round numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm Maggie.
This is Maggie.
And I'm 82.
82 years old.
Coming 83 next spring, yeah.
Beautiful.
I kept being attacked by old men and old ladies with brollies calling it, saying, "You're a dirty old man, you're a baby snatcher."
No.
There we go.
we go. We live
Anyway,
here, so we're
continue
local.
enjoying yourself.
Yeah,
You too.
lovely
All the
to
best.
meet
You take care.
Lovely to
All
meet
the
you.
best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. You're only as old as you feel, or, in this case, the woman you're feeling. So yeah, it's 4 o'clock, so what's that? 7 hours since we left. We left about 9, so took our time heading up there, just enjoyed the walk, spent a bit of time up there just talking to people and enjoying it. Pretty much ran, get back as quickly as pretty fast pace. My sister's back from Portugal. She's been in Portugal for 9 months and travelling through a bit of Europe. So she arrived back in the UK yesterday or the day before. So yeah, she wants to meet us in Cardiff. So we've rushed back. Didn't realise that Cardiff was such a long drive. It's about 4.5 hour drive from here. So yeah,
it's a bit further than we thought. And yeah, as you can see, this is sun, guys. We didn't turn on a big light to make you think England's is sunny, but we're in shorts, man. It's decent weather. We had the best day of the week. We chose to do the hike, so. Actually, I'm sweating, so it's not always the sad weather in England as they describe it. Cheers for you, England people. And yeah, it was a good walk.
Yeah, so we're going to head off. I'm thinking it's going to be a nice drive straight through the whole of, pretty much going north to south of Wales. So we're going to cover the whole country in 4.5 hours. So we're always trying to enjoy it. So yeah, we're going to head off. We'll get in there about 8:30. So
and then we get some drinkies.
Game on. So we just pulled outside the hostel that we're staying at in Cardiff. Yeah, 4.5 hours, but I enjoyed it a lot more than last night. It was a really pleasant drive.
A bit tired, but yeah, it was a good drive. Nice view, lovely view.
Probably one of the most beautiful drives I've ever done in my life, to be honest with you. So now, all good. I think my sister's waiting just in here somewhere. Haven't seen her in a while. She's been in Portugal, so hopefully she's going to have a nice reaction when I see her. If not, going to be pretty pissed. Hey! This is them meeting.
Good stories though. No, the worst. Perfect. Nice.
Yeah.
Good. There we
cool.
are.
So we're gonna have some good times. So we got to have a shower, get ready, crack on. Cool. So yeah, had a nice evening last night. Didn't bother recording, thought we'd have a quiet one, and went to Coyote Ugly Bar. Beautiful ladies.
Beautiful dancing.
Beautiful dancing, that was good. So yeah, heading off to London. We've made a sign this morning. You shall see why later. Yeah, so heading off to London, 3 hour approximate drive. See you then.
You. Ciao, ciao.
we've arrived in London. One thing that I didn't mention is we've been contacting the radio stations and couch surfing in different sites, trying to organise a bit of a meet-up in St James's Park on arrival. So we've created a sign. Yeah, man. We're just on our way to St James's Park now. Haven't actually heard anything on the radio, so we don't know if it's actually been seen. But we spoke to a few people on the way, told them about it. So yeah, let's see what happens. See if anyone turns up. No worries. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day. Yeah, man, you good? Good. Tjitte's brothers met him in London. Yeah. How are you finding London so far?
It's big. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Madness. Cool. St James's Park. Here we come. As our week draws to a close, I feel so blessed and privileged. We're all so incredibly lucky, and life's so incredibly beautiful. I just wanted to say thank you all for sharing it with me, and I love you. All the friends I currently have, all of those still to come, and those I never meet. Hey there, so we've got our first arrival. Nice. Introduce yourself, man.
Hi, my name is Nido. I'm from Tajikistan. I come from minority people in Tajikistan, which are called the Pamiris. So I'm from the eastern part of Tajikistan, where there's lots of mountains, very high mountains.
Nice. What brings you to London?
I was studying here. I did philosophy of religion at SOAS, School of Oriental and African Studies.
Nice. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see how many more people we can get.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, man. The lads from Durham. Durham boys. Yeah. Gotta get involved, don't we? Friend from home.
Yeah, it's what? 12 years?
Yeah. On the way to audition, so good luck with that one.
Thank you very much.
That's right. Yeah, we're opening kicks off. It works. Hey! But as one week finishes, another starts. Life is never ending, an infinite cycle of which we are all a part, with unlimited possibilities of parts we can choose to play. Life is our theatre, Earth is our stage, and human evolution is the show in which we all have a say. If we want a future full of love, joy and abundance for all, we all need to live a life full of joy, love and abundance. We already live in a world of abundance and beauty. We just need to open our eyes and appreciate it. Don't be fooled into thinking the world is a dangerous place. Don't allow society to separate us and make us feel alone. Don't ever think you are too small to make a difference. The world's problems are not the fault of certain individuals, or even groups of people, but a result of the collective consciousness of the human race. We can all change the world if we change our focus and all work together. And it's a lot easier than it sounds, because trust me, it's not such a lonely planet.